very wealthy merchant by the name of Jagat Seta. Anybody heard of Jagat Seta? He was actually, I looked it up, and Jagat Seta was actually in the 1900s. That family was like super wealthy. They owned all the banking system in India. They were bigger than the Bank of England. Yeah, they were a massive, incredibly wealthy family. But anyway, this was from a long time ago. Before this is hundreds of years ago. Is Jagannath Seta?
Jagat Seta.
Jagannath? I mean Jagat Seta.
Jagat Seta.
Yeah, that's your cue. Okay, so many centuries ago, a very wealthy merchant by the name of Jagat Seta arrived at the temple of Lord Jagannath in Puri. He was from the south of India, and he had brought with him, where's your money? He brought with him 1 lakh rupees. Now, many hundreds of years ago, 1 lakh rupees, 100,000 rupees, is worth millions of dollars now. So this is his 1 lakh rupees. Could we have Jagannath out here, please? So he came to the temple of Jagannath. In those days, that was like millions of dollars. So he was very proud of his wealth. He approached the head pujari. And made his offer. You're offering your 1,000. Okay, you're offering to the head pujari. I am donating 1 lakh rupees to your lord, but the condition is that it must all be spent in 1 day's expenses. If it is split over many days, I will take the money back. Because if your lord is truly the lord of the universe, he must have big bills to pay. If he only needs a few flowers and fruits worth a few cents, then why do you call him the lord of the universe? So Jagat Seta was thinking the lord of the universe must have had a lot of expenses, so he came to give him some of his wealth. The pujari looks flustered. Yes. Flowers, leaves, fruit, that's all he needs. So Jagat Seta crosses his arms and shakes his head. Crosses his arms, that's right. The head pujari was deeply hurt. This merchant was challenging the greatness of Lord Jagannath. But rather than argue, he said, we will ask Jagannath directly. Whatever he orders, that is what we will do. So Jagannath Seta nods, satisfied, and steps aside. That night, the head pujari went inside the main temple and he wrote a letter explaining everything. The Jagat Seta has given 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, and we don't know what to do. How can we spend all this in 1 day? Please, Jagannath, you tell us what you would like us to do with this money. And then he took rest by the lotus feet of Jagannath. The pujari lay down and took rest in the temple. Not on the floor. That night, Jagannath appeared in the pujari's dream. And what did Jagannath say? He said, go and tell that merchant that I want a betel nut leaf. Pan.
Yeah.
The pujari sits up, confused, and he scratches his head. A betel nut leaf? This is nothing. This is like 1 paisa. A betel nut leaf. If a fruit costs 4 rupees, a betel nut costs 1 rupee. This is what the Lord of the universe wants from 1 lakh rupees? But Jagannath smiled, as he always does, and said, not just any pan. Inside the pan, instead of the usual things, I want the merchant to crush the jewel found in the forehead of an elephant and make it into a paste. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently elephants very, very rare, but in so many thousand, 10,000, 20,000 elephants, there is a jewel in the forehead. And so the hunters would actually hunt elephants looking for this jewel, but they'd have to kill many elephants back in the day. So yeah, so this was Jagannath's instruction. And he wanted Jagat Seta to get this jewel from the forehead of an elephant, grind it into a paste, and then put it into the betel nut leaf and offer it as pan for him. The next morning, Jagat Seta arrived at the temple, and he was feeling very proud that he was come with his gold turban, and he was certain that today Jagannath would reveal his grand requirements. Jagannath Seta strides even more proudly than before, straightening his turban and looking very pleased with himself. The Pujari came out to meet him. Pujari approaches calmly, hands folded. Jagat Seta said, "So, what does your Lord want?" The Pujari said, "The Lord wants a betel nut leaf." Jagat Seta freezes, stares, and looks around and points to himself. "Me? That's it?" Throws up hands in disbelief. The merchant said, "Are you serious? I come with 1 lakh rupee and he wants a betel nut leaf? This is an insult." The Pujari smiled and said, "I've only told you half the story. Inside the pan, you must place the paste of a jewel found in the forehead of an elephant." Jagat Seta's expression drops. He thinks. He calculates. He looks increasingly alarmed. He says, "Now, but such a jewel is found naturally in only 1 elephant among thousands. Hunters have killed thousands of elephants just searching for it, and even if I find it, its value would be far beyond 1 billion rupees, far beyond anything I possess." Jagat Seta deflates. His proud posture crumbles. As Jagat Seta stood there pleading, saying, "I cannot afford this, I only have 1 lakh," the Pujari was smiling, because he understood. Jagannath had not asked for something impossible to embarrass the merchant. He had asked to show him, "O wealthy man, compared to the Lord of the universe, what exactly do you have?" Jagat Seta removed his turban, the symbol of his pride and status, and placed it at the feet of Jagannath. He said, "My Lord, this 1 lakh rupee is all I have. It is yours. Do with it as you wish. I cannot give you the jewel, but please accept this simple offering." And in this way, Lord Jagannath, with just 1 betel nut leaf, he crushed the pride of the wealthiest merchant in the land.